log equations. Copy these down, I'll show you how to do them. Where the phone's up. Yep. And whoever trash this is up. Y'all can't pick your own trash up. All right, so looking at these problems. All right, number one, guys, that's in log form. And it's easy to tell because it's got the word log written in it, right? We got to change that to exponent form. To change that into exponent form, all you do is take this number. It's going to be the exponent over that number. So we'll do 125 to the 2/3 power equals 25. That's how you change from log form into exponent form. So we're not finding an answer over these first three. We're just changing from one form into the other. So now you guys should be able to do number 2 and number 3. Try it.
Somebody shoot me one.
So all you do on numbers 1, 2, and 3, you change it from log form, you write it in exponent form.
Is it always going to end up being the big number?
Nope.
Hi, boy, Willie.
All right, Willie, you gonna give us the answer on number 2?
27 over 1/3
27 to the 1/3.
equals 3.
Good. All right, y'all do number 3.
16.
Let everybody do number 3, and then we'll check it, and then we'll go the other way. All right, Nathan, you got number 3? What's your answer?
16 to the 1/2.
16 to the 1/2 power equals 4. Everybody good going from log form to exponent form?
Yeah.
Ask a question, Casey. You don't know a question asked. This is really just memorization. Look, Casey, you're just going to take the number on the right side of the equal sign, and when you write it in exponent form, it's going to become your exponent. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, let's go to 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, 4, 5, and 6. Now I've got the problems written in exponent form, and y'all have to go backwards into log form. So write them down. All right, let's try number 4. So guys, if we're going to go backwards, so now it's in exponent form. If I'm going to go backwards and write it as a logarithm or log form, I'm going to take this and move it back over where it came from. Okay, so this is going to be log base 4 of 64 equals 3. So I'm just putting everything back where it was on the first 3 problems. Taking this exponent, moving it back to the right side of the equal sign. All right, so now you guys try 5 and 6. Write the answer down in exponent form. Sorry, in log form. It's in exponent form. And then we'll work on number 7 where you can solve some and find some answers. All right, so if I take -3 and move it back over there, it's going to be log base 3, 1 over 27 to the -3rd. And number 6, I'm going to take my 1/3 and move it back where it came from. That's going to be log base 27 of 3 equals 1/3. So really, so far, we're just moving stuff around, going from one form to the other. Anybody got a question on 4, 5, or 6? All right, now let's work some out. All right, so now we get to solve some. Now we get to find the answers. Write both of these down, and I'll show you how to do them. Number 8. All right, so look, we got to set this up as an exponent problem first, just like we just did on 1, 2, and 3. Take your x, move it over here. That's going to be 8 to the x power equals 64. Write it down. Now, I want to see that written down on every problem. Do the rest in your head, that's great. Now, I know some of you can look at this problem and you know 8 to what power equals 64. I understand that. But what if it was so big you couldn't do it in your head? How do you do it? You got to make this number the same as this number, just like we did Thursday, doing that new stuff on that worksheet this past Thursday. So I got to make the base the same. So that'll be 8 to the x 64 changes into 8 squared. Once these are the same, Casey, what we learned last week, you mark them out and you bring your exponents down. This answer is 2.
Is the next one half?
No.
What? No, it's 2.
No. All right, question about number 7 before we go to number 8. All right, so let's set it up first. All right, Willie, can you set up number 8 for me? Just set it up, don't work it out.
7 to the x.
Good.
Equals 1.
All right, so we set it up. I want to see that step written down. So if you guys want to write that down and not write the problem, I'm good with that. But I want to see that step written down. All right, next. Everybody knows 49 changes into 7 squared, right? And we have to do that because we're trying to make the base the same on each side.
So it's just 1.
All right, so we did this last week. When you take 7 squared and you move it from the bottom up to the top, how does it change? It becomes a -2. So 7 to the x equals 7 to the -2. All right, your 7's mark out, your answer's -2. So that's how you handle it if it's a fraction. Okay, so good? That's what we learned last Thursday when you were out. All right, try 9 and 10. You should be able to do both of these. Good. First set them up. So we'll try to work them out.
Hey, this one's 2.
All right, let's set up number 9. So this one's going to be 8 to the x power equals 16, right? All right, now Willie, remember, we got to make them the same number, Willie, here and here. So look at the board. Casey, I've got all these exponents up here, so you won't have to use your calculator. Look at the board. We got to turn 8 and 16. All right, here's 8 and 16 in this column. We're going to turn 8 into 2 to the third. We're going to turn 16 into 2 to the fourth. That way they'll have the same base. So 8 is 2 to the third, 16 is 2 to the fourth. Y'all finish it from there.
Oh, I did this one.
Looks like the answer is going to be a fraction. All right, so I mark out this 2 and this 2. I got 3x equals 4. So my answer on this one is 4/3. All right, see if y'all can do number 10. And again, use the board.
Oh.
You have to simplify. All right, so first step, write it as an exponent problem. That's going to be 2 to the x equals 32.
Equals 5.
Look at the board now. All right, here's 32. I can change it into 2 to the 5th. So that's going to be 2 to the x equals 2 to the 5th. I agree with Willie. Answer's 5. All right, so if you guys want to skip some steps, that's fine, but show me that first step where you set it up as an exponent problem. All right, I think 11 and 12 are going to be similar type problems. They are, and then we'll start doing something new. All right, so write down 11 and 12.
What's the equal sign at?
Yeah, that's why I erased it. All right, on number 12, when they give you a problem without an equal sign, you have to know to automatically put equals x at the end. And that's why I erased it, because I want y'all to know that. All right, see if y'all can do 11, and 12 looks hard, but it's really going to be really easy. All right, Chance Schumann, set up number 11 for me, please. 4 to the x equals 128. So when you got to turn them into the same number, remember you can just look up here. It's going to make it easy for you. Here's 128 and here's 4. So now break them down, and more than likely you're going to get a fraction for an answer, I'm guessing.
7 over 7 fourths.
7 over 4.
Yeah, 7 over 2.
7 over
Let's check it, Willie.
7/4.
Willie, 4 turns into 2 squared. 128 turns into 2 to the 7th. So it is going to be 7 over 2. All right. Now look, number 12, it's written a little bit different, but it's like the easiest one we've had. 9 to the x equals 9 to the 6th.
It's already set up.
And it's already set up. So yeah, just mark it out and the answer is 6. All right, so our first 5, 6 examples have all been the same type. And what I mean by that, there's 3 different types of problems because the x can either be in this spot, or this spot. So every problem we've had so far solving these, the x was on the right side of the equal sign. That's when you got to make them the same base and work it out. All right, 13 and 14 should be different. It is, because now the x is up here with the log. Set up 13, I'll show you how to do it. All right, so let's set up number 13. I got x to the 1/2 power equals 64 to the 1/3. All right, we good? All right, now, we've got to get the x by itself. Every one of our problems ends up being, x equals 7 over 2, x equals 6. So we're trying to get the x by itself. So if that's the case, I've got to make this 1/2 cancel out.
Oh.
There's a couple different ways you could do it. I'm just going to show you one way, and we'll just do it the same way every time. Because the way I'm going to show you, you can use it on different types of problems. If I've got a 1/2 right there, I want that 1/2 to cancel out. I just multiply by the reciprocal. So I just flip that and do a 2 over 1. But if I do it on this side, I've got to do it on this side too. All right, so look, that cancels out, gives me just an x. That's what I wanted. This side is going to be 64, and if I multiply these, I get 2 over 3. Got to find the answer to the problem, Will. We just type that in the calculator now. So y'all type that in the calculator. Let's see what we get. Which is on 14. Okay.
This is a big
Okay. All right, so let's set up number 14. It's going to be x to the 1/3 equals 15, 6, 25 to the 1/6. All right, so, Willie, if I want the x to end up being by itself, how do I get that 1/3 to cancel?
You just divide by 1.
I do the reciprocal, I flip it over. So instead of 1 over 3, it'll be 3 over 1, right?
Yeah, that's just.
But if I do 3 over 1 on the left, I got to do 3 over 1 on the right. So that cancels, gives you x. How about over here?
3 over 6.
It's 3 over 6, which simplifies to what? 1/2. So I got 15, 6, 25 to the 1/2, and now you can just type it straight into your calculator. Somebody type that in for me, please. 125. All right, make sure you can get 125 on that. All right, so that's probably the hardest type problem on this worksheet when you have to make your exponent cancel out and just bring down your x. All right, so I think 15 and 16 should be the same type. Let's check. 15 is, 16 is a little different. Yeah, 16 is a problem. Y'all do 15 and then we'll look at 16 together.
18.
We're on 16. All right, so I got x to the -2 equals 36, right? All right, look, same thing as we did on 13 and 14. I got to get the x by itself. Right now, that's -2 over 1, right? So when I flip it, it'll be -1 over 2. So yeah, it's the same kind of problem. So now type in 36 to the -1/2. I don't have a calculator. Y'all tell me what you get.
0.
Yeah, okay, hey, good. If you get a decimal, let's make it a fraction. So hit your math button. Fraction equals 1 over 6 is the answer. Everybody agree? All right, so that was the same. Now, what makes 16 harder is, I don't want you to have a decimal. I want you guys to change that decimal, make it a fraction. But I think when we tried it this morning, I don't think y'all's calculator would make it a fraction. Seems like we had trouble. 0.0001 math fraction. Yeah, it's giving us 1e -4. That's no good. All right, here's the deal. look, that's gonna be either 1/10, 1/100, 1/1000, or 1/10,000. How do I know that? Because look, 10 is right here, so I know it's gonna be a base of 10. So, Casey says 1/10,000. Is that a guess, or you put it in your calculator? All right, Casey typed it in. All right, so this problem, when you set it up, is going to be like this. It's going to be 10 to the x equals 1/10,000. Now work it out.
How do you figure that out?
Casey used her calculator.
Just divide by 1/10,000.
She did, yeah, she just started.
What, yeah, but how did she get 600? That's not
All right, so what I told y'all to try is first try 1/10. It doesn't work. 1 divided by 10. Then I said try 1/100. It didn't work. And 1/1000 till you get to something that works. Sorry.
That's all right.
Hope. Let's get you another. Did you hit the reset button on the back? Hit reset, see if I make it work. Should have a little reset button somewhere. That normally fixes it. All right, so look, this problem is going to be 10 to the x. 10,000 is 10 to the 4th power. Now, how did I just know that? What's the trick on that?
4 zeros.
Just count the zeros. 4 zeros, so it's 10 to the 4th. Move it up, it's 10 to the -4th. So my answer on that one's -4. All right, 17 and 18. Let's do both of these. Now, for some reason, the calculator will change 0.04 into a fraction. If it did it first block, you guys do that first and work it out.
You can see it down there.